Welcome back to Driving.Ca's Ministry of Interior Affairs, where today we're taking a closer look inside the 2021 Toyota Venza. The Toyota Venza is back in the North American market for the 2021 model year, and on paper it has the potential to make waves. Its standard hybrid powertrain with standard electric all-wheel drive make it an appealing prospect, particularly here in Canada. We've reviewed the Venza more generally here at Driving.Ca, and if you're considering one, it's definitely worth giving those reviews a look. But here at the Ministry of Interior Affairs, we pick apart vehicle interiors in excruciating detail, and in that context, the Venza is one of the most interesting we've examined yet. We've rarely seen a single vehicle that has so many great things going for it, alongside some serious frustrations. Let's start with the positives. Right off the top, this vehicle is fashion-forward to a point that's surprising to see from the traditionally understated Toyota brand. Several interior colorways are offered, including this one that incorporates gorgeous copper stitching and accents alongside blonde wood look inserts. And yes, these are fake, but they're fairly convincing. My design sensibilities appreciate the commitment to symmetry, and the quality of the build and materials is as top-notch as one would expect. Visually, this is a vehicle its owners will enjoy sitting down in every time. There's also this extremely cool panoramic sunroof, a feature that's exclusive to the limited grade shown here, which is priced at $49,660, including a $1,840 destination charge. A fabric shade pulls back to reveal a large, expansive sunroof split into two panels, which changes from being frosted to fully transparent instantly at the push of a button. This glass is electrochromic, which means it has components integrated that change in transparency based on whether an electric charge is present. You may have experienced this technology if you've ever sat in the window seat on a Dreamliner passenger jet, but it's highly unusual to see it in a mass-produced vehicle. It's not a strictly necessary feature, of course, but it's fun for impressing family and friends. There's also a clear focus on the front row in the Venza, which makes sense if one considers the typical target demographic for a mid-size, two-row hybrid SUV to be empty nesters. The front seats are comfortable and feature a classic contoured design, and in the limited grade they're both heated and ventilated. A heated steering wheel is also included, along with a traditional shifting knob and a dedicated button for switching to EV mode, though in this conventional hybrid, this will only work for short bursts. The traditional gauge cluster is Toyota's hybrid setup, which gives the driver plenty of feedback on how the hybrid powertrain is performing and reacting to the current driving style. The wireless phone charging pad is set behind the shifter, which is a good spot in that it's out of the way, but some of today's longer smartphones may not lay flat in this space if they're also plugged into one of the two USB-A ports in the back to run Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. There's a bottle holder in each door pocket and two cup holders positioned out of the way toward the middle of the center console, which also come with optional inserts to make them more shallow. But unfortunately, storage space for loose items is lacking. In the center console bin, you'll find a 12-volt plug and really only enough space for a wallet or a very small handbag. That's it for space, apart from a little in the door pockets. As for areas for improvement, there was potential here to bring the Venza in line with Toyota's other hybridized vehicles like the latest generation Sienna by including innovative features like interior power points. Unfortunately, the Venza's 0.9 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery doesn't store enough energy to allow for that. The back seat is appropriately spacious in terms of head and legroom, but is otherwise sparse on features. There are no heated seats and no rear climate controls, only a set of vents that's linked to the front row settings. As is the case with most hybrid vehicles, the Venza isn't especially quick to heat up in colder weather, so these are features that second-row occupants may miss more than usual. On top of this, the cargo area is relatively sparse and surprisingly inefficient in its use of space. The 816 liters of space behind the second-row seats is less than what you'd find in a RAV4, which is a compact SUV a full-size class smaller than the Venza. There are no grocery hooks or tie-downs here, not even a 12-volt power point. The second-row seat backs don't fold fully flat, and the load floor feels unusually high, although this does leave plenty of space for a donut spare tire and a set of tools to sit underneath it. The final downside is the infotainment system, which, frankly, is frustrating to use. The 12.3-inch split-screen setup found in the limited grade is attractive enough, but the expansive touch controls with nary a knob or button in sight gets annoying very quickly. There's no quick way to adjust the volume, and the tuning control on the right only cycles through established presets, which is especially aggravating, given that there's no direct tune function to quickly find individual radio stations. This all bothered me enough that I gave up entirely on it and began just running music and other functions off my phone, which is a workable solution, as long as cranking up your favorite tunes by stabbing your finger at a panel or steering wheel button works for you long term. Overall, there are some things about the 2021 Toyota Venza that make it very appealing, and there are others that could prove difficult to live with. Whether the more important factors for your family would be a frustrating infotainment experience and lackluster rear cabin, or if great design, a very comfortable front row, and desirable powertrain features matter most, is entirely up to you. For Driving.Ca, I'm Stephanie Wallcraft. For more interior deep dive features, click the bell to subscribe or follow us on social media.